In today's show, the Blazers get their best win of the season, besting the Nuggets in crunch time. Welcome to Locked On Blazers. Let's get into it.
You are Locked On Trailblazers, your daily Portland Trailblazers podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's up, world? It's your past first point guard and Trailblazers reporter, Mike Richmond. You listen to another episode of Locked On Blazers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, available wherever you get podcasts and also on YouTube. Thanks for making this show your first listen, coming at you each and every weekday, Monday through Friday. So make it a part of your daily routine. Make it your first listen. Tell your friends to do the same. It's Locked On Blazers, your team every day. In today's program, we're talking about the Blazers' win over the Nuggets, their best victory of the season. Don't get it twisted. Your 4-2 Portland Trailblazers hold on for a 109-107 win in crunch time against the Nuggets. This is a team that could win the championship, and the Blazers hung with them, came back from down 5 with a minute left and won the game. It's their best game of the year. I want to talk about this as a proof of concept win, as a testament to the sort of Thiago Splitter philosophy type of win, and just the Blazers players themselves, if not in the bigger picture, just playing really well when it mattered in crunch time. We'll get into that. We'll do our fastest recap in the West. We'll talk Splitter. We'll talk a controversial jump ball call in the final seconds of this one, plus some injury updates. Rob Williams' return. Matisse Thybulle's having surgery. Blake Wesley's got an injured foot. We got a whole bunch to get into. Let's get into it. Blazers win this game 109-107. The first quarter was, this game's happened on Halloween. You're listening to Monday, November 3rd's program. I'm going to put out a little bit early on Sunday for my everydayer. Shout out to y'all for listening. But this is Friday night's game. It's Halloween. There is some costume work going on in the stadium, and the Blazers are about to put up their worst quarter of the season to begin the game. They're down 26-18 after one. 18 is a season low for the quarter for them that they would later match in this game. And the first quarter took 43 minutes to play, 43 real life minutes, because there was a nearly 17-minute delay. The Blazers' entire timing system goes down. So the shot clock goes down, the game clock goes down. They can't get it to go 17 minutes. I know that on the scores table, they're thinking that they might have to use a stopwatch to do the 24-second clock at some point. Like there would be another clock, but a stopwatch. So they couldn't get it going. They brought the sort of secondary clocks that you sometimes see on the baseline. Couldn't get the whole system going. It's going to be a nightmare. They finally get it fixed, but during this time, because it's Halloween. Well, then we'll talk basketball, but real quick, this is a funny note. Because it's Halloween, one of the people who's like scrambling for the Blazers, who does the like these logistical clock stuff for like a tech person for the franchise, is dressed as Waldo. so while there's this like really long delay in the first quarter, 16 minutes and 45 seconds according to my timing. But nearly 17 minutes of just like full stoppage while the clock won't work. Waldo is scrambling around at midcourt. It's great little moments. Blazers down 8 after 1. They're down 4 at halftime. In the second quarter, Blake Wesley got hurt, went up for a jump shot, and came down, immediately grabbed like the front of his foot, kind of like the top of his laces on his shoe, ended up walking off under his own power, but didn't return. Blazers, as I'm recording this on Sunday afternoon, have not released an injury update, but he did not return with a foot injury, and the Blazers play Monday. We shall see. After 3 quarters, Blazers down 10, 81-71. They scored another 18 points in the third quarter. 18 in the first, their lowest total of the season, matched by a third quarter output. Like they're down 10, heading into crunch time. And join me a little fast forward, but when Aaron Gordon hits a tough step back over Drew Holiday on the right-hand side, like a step back mid-range jumper, swish, the Nuggets are up 5 with a minute left. Blazers played pretty well. I think the defense has been really good. The half-court defense has been really good in this game, but down 5 with a minute left, you're just going to need to score. We've seen them kind of struggle in their first chance at clutch offense against Minnesota to open the season. Now they are going to need to come all the way back and do this in 60 seconds. They go quick. Denny, one read, one move, blows past Cam Johnson. Sorry, Cam, you can't guard him. Spins, gets to his right hand, and one through the contact. Denny, just quick reaction, right? Catches a pass on the wing, stutter step, go quick. Like didn't even think of it. As soon as he sets up his man a little bit on his left side, spins back to his right, his strong hand scores. Blazers cut it to 2. Portland comes down. There's under a minute left. Denny scored in about 7 seconds. Aaron Gordon hits a jumper with a minute left. Blazers go quick, and Denny scores to cut it to 2 in about 7 seconds. So the Nuggets are going to get the ball with about 53 seconds remaining. They're not going to totally run clock here, but they're not in a hurry up to. If they score, they're probably going to win. So they want to get a quality look, but they're not in the bleed clock, like completely bleed clock. But they're gonna take their time. And so what they do is when they run this 2-man game, obviously this is what they do, right? They run a Jokic Murray 2-man game. The Blazers double Jamal Murray on that and say, let's get the ball out of his hands and kind of make them make plays. Like let's have it not be Joker and Murray who touch the ball here. Let's have it be the other 3 dudes on the court. They end up getting it to Jokic. He finds wide open Christian Braun, wide open, right wing, clean look, catch and shoot, wide open shot. This would have put the Nuggets up 5. He bricks it. And the Blazers get a rebound. They push the other way. Jeremy Grant gets fouled in transition, and the Nuggets challenge that call. Remember that moment. They challenge that call. Like from my vantage point on press row, I thought it was a foul. I thought it was kind of an unfortunate foul because he was trying to play defense and he just bumped into him, but he bumped into him. He hit him in the hip, right? Like that's a foul. And so the Blazers now are going to get 2 free throws to tie the game. Jeremy Grant hits them both coming out of the challenge. It's Nuggets ball, 27.7 seconds left. Now they can bleed clock, right? Now you want to take as close to the last shot of the game as you possibly can. But the Blazers, who had double teamed on the previous possession, again send a double team. This time before they can run a pick and roll. So they kind of like they pressure the ball and it's Murray dribbling out up top, like just inside the half court line, and the Blazers just send the double team. They just what you often hear NBA teams say, fire. They fire early, and Drew Holiday comes up and doubles. No pick, no nothing. Just get it out of his hands. Like force him to give it up early. There is a risk here, right? Because you're going to give up an open shot when you double team, or you have the potential to. But it's not going to be Jamal Murray, and we're going to stay home on Jokic, and it's going to be someone else who takes these meaningful moments. Because Murray's been good. He had like a really tough, would have been step back 3, but foot on the line with a minute and a half left. Like it. And Jokic is the best player in the world. It's like anybody else, right? And Cam Johnson drives off the double team. Like Drew Holiday can't recover. Cam Johnson drives. Toumani Camara comes over from the weak side and swats the ball out of bounds at its peak at the rim. Incredible help side defense. He swats it and falls through onto Cam Johnson. Cam wants a foul, but that's a great block. And a call you're just not going to get. Awesome defense. So ball out of bounds. Nuggets get it. 6.9 seconds left, but importantly 3.2 on the shot clock. They try to throw it inside, or try to throw it to the baseline, to the wing, to Nikola Jokic, and he gets tied up. Jump ball on Toumani Camara. Did Toumani Camara foul him on the catch? Almost certainly. When they did the last 2-minute report, they called it a correct non-call. I don't care about the last 2-minute report. I saw it with my eyeballs. I think he got fouled. Guess what? They didn't call it. It doesn't matter. We'll talk about that in a moment, because I think the sequences leading up to this are much more important than a quote-unquote missed call that decided the game. I don't like to blame the refs for this stuff. I think you have opportunities when you put yourself in this type of situations. The refs can screw you over. Maybe the Nuggets did, but all of the other 47 minutes and 58 seconds count. So the Nuggets get a jump ball, and they win the jump ball. Aaron Gordon gets it in the post and gets to take there's 1.2 on the shot clock, so he's got to shoot it quickly when he catches it. He turns to shoot a fading jumper that would have given him the lead, and Shaedon Sharpe meets him at the top of his jump, blocks the shot clock violation. Blazers are going to get the ball back with 3 seconds left in a tie ball game. Whoo, what a defensive play. Toumani with the block. Toumani forces a jump ball. Shaedon Sharpe in there for a defense-only possession, gets a huge block on Aaron Gordon. The place is rocking, right? Like the arena is rocking. Blazers ball, 3 seconds left. They come out of a timeout. Jeremy Grant, they kind of send Denny to the corner. I think that was their first read. He's not there. Jeremy Grant, who set a screen, flashes to the ball, catches it on the left side of the key, drives to his right hand, and as he is going into his shooting motion, Aaron Gordon slaps him on the wrist. Jeremy Grant makes both free throws. The Nuggets get the ball back, though. Jeremy Grant makes the first free throw. He tries to miss the second one, right? There's so little time left in the game, 1.2 seconds left in the game, 1.4 seconds left in the game. And so it is Grant's trying to go, right? Like he wants to get this shot off, but you can't wait, right? Like he has to go quickly. So when he does get to the free throw line, he's like, there's still time left. The Nuggets are out of timeout, so they can't advance the ball. So he tries to miss the second shot on purpose, right? He tries to miss the second free throw on purpose because if you miss it, you're fighting for a rebound. And even if you do get a clean rebound, you're 90 feet from the rim, right? So he tries to miss it on purpose, but he banks it in. Cash! And so the Nuggets do get a really good shot here. Aaron Gordon deep to Nikola Jokic, who catches the free throw line, turns. I think it's in. When he lets it go, I think it's in. Soft miss off the rim. No good. Blazers win. That's your fastest recap in the West. And yes, yet again, it took another 10 minutes to get through. So much happened in this game. And I'm telling you right now, this was the proof of concept win. Not because they played so stinking well on offense. Not because this was like, if everything clicks, this is how good they can be. Precisely because everything didn't click and they beat a good team when it mattered. They played to their identity. They played how they want to play. They leaned into what makes them weird and different. And they won a game where they shot bricks from three. Yeah. 11 of 39, 28% from three, and you beat a very good team in the clutch. This is your proof of concept victory and a real testament to the Thiago Splitter era. Let's talk about all of that in the second segment. Join me there, won't ya? First, though, let's talk Robinhood. Your ambition just met its match with a Robinhood. You played for the win, not just on game day, every day, locking in on every opening, beating your PR, beating it again. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control of your money. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. You can now build and execute your own trades from a desktop with Robinhood Legends Advanced Tools, or take advantage of the new Robinhood Strategies with a tailored portfolio managed by a team of experts. You expect more from yourself, expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. That's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. Today's program is also brought to you by Game Time. The NBA season is here, and there is nothing like being in the arena when these games count. When Tumani Kamara's blocking shots, forcing jump balls, Jeremy Grant's hitting clutch free throws, and the Blazers are holding on to win. If you want to be in the arena, the place to do that is Game Time. They come in clutch. I mean, this is the app that gives you the advantage. It's your ultimate life hack for scoring amazing tickets. Look, if you've used other ticket services, you know that things can happen like you're waiting in a queue to line up forever for tickets that are in demand, or there's surprise fees where prices jump right before checkout. You can get frustrated pretty easily, and Game Time is here to take that frustration out of the buying ticket experience. Plus, they're trying to just get you cheap tickets. You can find NBA tickets for under $25 in the Game Time app. Plus, they got zone deals where you pick a section and Game Time picks your seats, so you save big. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA. You'll get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. That's code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. All right. So, I think this was the Blazers' proof of concept win. It wasn't their best overall game of the season in terms of performance. Like I think when you drop 139 on the Warriors, that's probably a better game, right? That was the first game of the Thiago Splitter era. Game 2. Boy, has it been a long 10 days of the Blazers NBA season. I think beating the Lakers, that's a shorthanded Laker team, sure, whatever. Holding on to beat the Jazz, cool beans, right? But I think this game against the Nuggets is the proof of concept win. Not because, against the Jazz, they had this middle two quarters where they just made freaking everything. Against the Warriors, they made so many jumpers, right? But in those games, and I said this after the Warriors game, I called that the sort of affirmation of identity. It was an identity affirming game. Because in game 1, even under then head coach Chauncey Billups, the Blazers' identity was clear, right? Like it was everything that you thought they would be. They played small, they played fast, they played really aggressive defense. They struggled a little bit in crunch time. Like, yeah, okay, this is kind of the identity. We know who they are. I thought they played well against Minnesota. They just, final 2 minutes, one of the teams had Ant Edwards. They did not. The Blazers did not, right? So that was like their identity confirming game 1. Then they beat the snot out of the Warriors playing the style they want to play under this new coach and bizarre circumstances. And it's like, yeah, this is like an affirmation of who they want to be. Got a couple wins on the road, come back and play a good Nuggets team. It's the NBA Cup, baby. Real quick on the Cup. I don't think I care about it too much, but I think it's great because if you do care about it, it adds a little bit of extra juice. And if you don't care about it, it's just another regular season game, 1 of 82. It is completely inoffensive in its existence, albeit the court looks funky. And the Blazers do play in a funky court. But I think this was the proof of concept game for the Thiago Splitter Blazers of 25-26 specifically because they struggled, right? Like they scored 18 points in the first quarter. They scored 18 points in the third quarter. Like they're down 10. They have 71 points through 3 quarters. This is not a game where the offense is humming, and they're hanging in there because of their strength. They're hanging in there because they're doing what they do, right? They're defending well. I thought they got killed a little bit in killed a little bit is kind of a weird turn of phrase. I thought they were hurt a little bit by the Nuggets leakouts, right? Particularly Christian Brown, but Aaron Gordon did it as well. It's like they would just, when the Blazers would shoot, the Nuggets guards, whoever's on the perimeter, would just like cheat a little bit and just run long. And because Nikola Jokic is an all-time great outlet passer, and Aaron Gordon had a couple good ones as well, it's like they're hitting ahead and getting easy dunks. And I thought they were hurt a little bit by the transition opportunities and how opportunistic Denver was. But when they got Denver into the half court, particularly late in this game, they beat them up. They made it hard on them. And why I think this is a proof of concept game is because they did a couple different things. Donovan Clingan was pretty good on the boards in this game, but struggled on offense. Rob Williams made his return in this game and actually I thought was good. It's just like, he's not going to be a big minute guy, and they took him out with, halfway through the fourth quarter and kind of went another way. And that other way they went is small. They played small because that's who they are. They're a team that is going to play in these non-center lineups. And one of the reasons that they played in these non-center lineups is because they want to pressure, and they want to pressure at 94 feet, and they want to switch everything. One thing is Chris Murray played pretty well in this game, but I thought he was just in the game too long. I think they are limiting Shaedon Sharpe's minutes because he was questionable with this game or probable, I think maybe was the designation, but he was on the injury report with a left calf injury. So I think they are trying to not run up his minutes too much, but Sharpe only played 24 minutes. He actually went to the scores table at like the 2:25 mark of the fourth quarter, but because Thiago Splitter is really does not like to take timeouts, I'll talk about that in a second, but Sharpe didn't get in until under a minute, right? I thought Chris Murray just stayed in a little bit too long. I thought there was a chance at the 4-minute mark and the 3-minute mark to bring Sharpe back, and then he didn't get up from the bench until the 2-minute mark. And then when you get there, you only have 2 timeouts left. It's a 1-possession game. You're going to be precious with those timeouts. It didn't. The Nuggets took a timeout and they challenged, but that's not. You can't sub on that. He tried to get in the game, they wouldn't let him. So I thought Sharpe sat a little bit too long, but regardless. If it was Sharpe or Chris Murray, they were going to play non-center minutes, right? And they're playing that because they want to be able to switch the pick and rolls with Jokic and Jamal Murray, and they're just not afraid of it. They were playing this setup where Jeremy Grant and Drew Holiday were mostly guarding the Murray Jokic 2-man game, and they were just switching it freely, unafraid to let Drew Holiday switch and guard the best player in the world, who happens to be a 7-foot bruiser. They just play to their identity. I thought Toumani Camara had some foul trouble early, and then he came on and made some great defensive plays late, and he's guarding Jokic on the final possession. They're comfortable with a couple different dudes guarding the best player in the world because they kind of trust their defensive identity. This is their proof of concept. Play fast. How did they score in the final minute of this game? They went super fast. After a bucket, they were scoring and won in less than 8 seconds. Push it up the court. No timeout. Push it up the court. One read and go. Denny's going to be best in sort of one read moves. That's straight line drives. Gets it. Jab step. Go. Spins back. I mean, that's not a straight line drive, but it's that first move to get the advantage is not cross, hezzy, tween, all these moves. It's just attack. Use your speed. Once you've used your speed to get that advantage, use your strength. Spin. Finish through contact. They go quickly. They score in 8 seconds. They're they didn't get, after that bucket, the Nuggets run the clock down. So it's they didn't get another one But they got the ball 3 seconds left, and Jeremy Grant gets fouled, right? They didn't get to run like another play, but they play with a minute left, they play to their strengths, right? They play fast on offense. Thiago Splitter said after this game, there's a quote that he says, I guess he said it before, but this is the first time I've heard him say it. He said, "The speed will give us open shots." And to me, that's the proof of concept. Did the Blazers make shots in this game? They did not, but they played to the identity they want to play. They not only want to run, right? They want to run and get out in transition. The Jeremy Grant foul, I guess, is a really good example of them running. I missed that. But they get a stop with Christian Brown missing a pretty good look at a three, and they just get a rebound in space, push the other way, and go, right? They don't wait for the half court. They avoid the half court. Jeremy Grant gets fouled. You go up and score, right? Like there's, you push and get those 2 free throws. You push and get Danny in an and one, and then you get the ball with 3 seconds left and you make your move. That's their identity. Play small, extremely aggressive on defense. Their ability to switch and pressure the ball with that group is really special. The ability to win this game, in the manner in which they played on offense, 2 18-point quarters and under 30% from three, is proof of concept, because your defense in the half court let you win this game, and you're trusting your ability to play at full speed got you back in the game, and then you were a little opportunistic. And yeah, maybe there was a call that went your way. Let's talk about that, plus some other news and notes to close the show. Join me there, won't ya? First, I want to tell you that today's program is brought to you by Rougiette. Let's be real. Making excuses doesn't solve anything. You might have heard them before. It's just stress. I'm tired. It happens to everyone sometimes. But when it comes to performance, sometimes your body just needs a little extra support, and that's where Rougiette comes in. Rougiette.com offers fast-acting, doctor-prescribed treatments for ED designed to help you stop making excuses and start making moves. Rougiette makes it easy to get started. You connect with a board-certified doctor. It's 100% online, so no waiting rooms, no in-person appointments. If you are prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly to your door, and the process is fast, simple, and private. It's all handled by real doctors. It's about confidence, connection, and getting back to the moments that matter. So visit RUGIET.com/LockedOnNBA to get 15% off your first order. That's RUGIET.com/LockedOnNBA. Don't forget to use that code LockedOnNBA so they know we sent you. Rougiette, stop making excuses. Start making moves. Today's program is also brought to you by the good folks over at Doer. You know what they're making. They're making really comfortable jeans. My favorite jeans. I'm rocking the Performance Denim, the Relaxed Taper in black. And I can dress these jeans up and go do stuff. I can go out to a nice dinner. I can even go to work and look presentable. Or I can just chill around the house and be comfortable, because Doer jeans have 5 times the stretch of traditional denim. Plus, they got Cool Max. It regulates your body temperature and wicks moisture. Keeps you cool and comfortable, even as the temperatures change. Doer combines the classic jeanswear style with the kind of comfort and performance you get from athletic wear. It's the best of both worlds, because Doer are the pioneers of blending technical innovation with everyday clothing. They invented the original performance denim. Simply put, Doer makes the world's most comfortable pants without having to sacrifice style. Trust me, once you try these, they'll be your go-to. And you can make them your go-to. Check out the Doer store right here in Portland. It's at 820 Northwest 23rd Avenue, right there on 23rd. Pick up a pair for yourself or as an amazing holiday gift. And while you're there, mention my promo code LOCKEDONPortland in store. You get 15% off your first order, or check them out online. Shop DUER.com/LockedOnPortland for 15% off. That's shopdoer.com/LockedOnPortland. Still a pass first point guard. I'm still Mike Richmond. You're still listening to Locked On Blazers. Let's talk about the jump ball call. I don't really like the last 2-minute report, just in general. I don't like it as an exercise. I don't like it as a proof of anything. I think it's a nice idea that the league offers transparency, but I think more often than not, the call reviewed days later is different than would have been called in the gym, because they're looking at it frame by frame. And did Tumani foul Nikola Jokic on the jump ball? No, I don't think he did. Did he foul him before he caught it as the ball was coming in? Yeah, he did. I think he did. From my vantage point, I got a really good look at it in press row, because it's like kind of right where I'm sitting. I thought he fouled him. I thought he mugged him. Who cares? That is my real thought on this. When the Blazers got a pretty tough whistle against the Jazz in crunch time to kind of help them almost blow a 22-point lead and lose in Utah. I didn't mention the bad calls. because I just don't think, I think these things even out in the wash. I think in the grand scheme of the NBA season, they even out. And you ask any fan base, and their team gets the worst whistle and nobody is treated as unfairly as the Denver Nuggets, or no one is treated as unfairly as the Portland Trail Blazers. Get out of here. Sometimes the calls suck. Sometimes they get them right. They don't define the game, and this didn't define the game. It didn't. You know what defined the game? Two things. One, Christian Braun missing a wide open three-pointer. He hits that. They're up 5 with under 40 seconds left, and all they got to do is defend and go home. He misses it. That's the league right there, right? You get a wide open look from your, one of your best shooters, probably your best shooter on the court. That's not Jamal Murray. Certainly your best spacer on the court. Aaron Gordon's been killing from 3, and he shot really well from last year. So okay, one of your good shooters that's on the court, and Brown just missed it. The Nuggets shot terribly in this game, 6 of 25. They didn't make threes. It's the reason why they struggled. You make that, the game changes. Then they go the other way. And Christian Braun kind of bumps Jeremy Grant going up for a layup. Grant embellished it. He fell down. He threw his hands in the air. That's what Jeremy Grant does. He does that on a lot of drives, right? And they challenge it. And from my vantage point, and I'm way further, he was right in front of the Nuggets bench, right? From my vantage point, I think that's a foul. That's the far basket from where I sit. But I think that's a foul because I think he hit him. And if you hit him going full speed, they're going to call foul because just like it's, speed, balance, quickness, and rhythm, right? You're going to impact those if you make physical contact. He made physical contact with him. I thought it was a dicey challenge at the time. It comes back over, call upheld. Jeremy Grant's going to get 2 free throws, tie ball game. Because they challenged that play right there, they can't challenge the jump ball. In the way the league works, that could be a proximate foul situation. You're looking for whether it's a jump ball and whether there's a foul in proximity to the call. So like in the sort of run of play, and certainly inbounding the ball with 6 seconds left, throwing it up to Jokic. Did he get fouled? Yeah, I think he got fouled. But because you miss a 3 and because you use your challenge, you can't impact it. That's why complaining about the refs is nonsense. So I'll almost never do it in favor of the Blazers here, because I thought whining about the refs in that game against the Jazz, the Blazers shot 1 of 10 from 3. They took 5 total shots inside including fouls, 5 total shots inside the arc in the final 10 minutes. Go to the rim. Go to the rim, cowards. It's some of it is process, right? And I think it was a tough call. Again, last 2-minute report upheld it as the correct call. I don't think he fouls him there. I do think he fouled him on the catch. I don't care. You lose the game because of the other stuff you did. And the Blazers played really well, and they played aggressive, and it was a physical game. And it is what it is. Make a 3-pointer, save your challenge, give yourself an opportunity, or the other opportunity is cry about it. And now I think what the sort of Nuggets have the opportunity to do is cry about it. See you there. I'll be listening for them cries. I'm not deeply invested in Nuggets fans and personnel crying, but come on now. Okay, some news in this game. Rob Williams comes back. I thought he looked like Rob Williams. He went up for an alley-oop dunk and dunks and one. That was one of his 2 buckets. His other bucket, he's just a random cut to the middle of the core, cut to the middle of the paint, catches it in the middle of the paint, scores. He had an assist. He had another would-be assist on a controlled tap rebound to Blake Wesley. Rob played 11 minutes. I bet that's about how much he plays. I bet he'll play 12, and then he'll play 15, and eventually he'll play 18, and he'll never go more than that. He said his wind wasn't quite there. Like his wind, he's just like, you can't simulate playing basketball and even getting in a bunch of practice time playing with the Rip City Remix in their training camp. It's not the same thing, right? It's not the same thing. So Rob played, Doo-Wop played. Rob's good, and he's going to help. Just having an above the rim threat. He switches. They're really comfortable with him switching 1 through 5. Allows them to play their identity. I thought, good. To me, Rob is really going to help depending on how much he can play. That'll determine whether that's capital R really or lowercase r really. But he's useful. He fits the plan. He gives them another big, and he gives them a big a thing they don't have with the switchiness while playing big, and also the rim running, like the lob threat that they just straight up don't have anywhere else on the roster. Shaedon Sharpe can jump very high, but he's not running pick and rolls and rolling to the rim. So I think Rob will help there. Rob played Klingon played, 15 boards, struggled on offense. Duop played. Young Hansen did not play. His first DNP CD of his career, 5 games in, or this is game 6, but 6 games into his career, and the Blazers have since assigned him to practice time with the Rip City remix. So he's going down to the G League, and he is going to practice and get some run in, right? Like just get some physical activity in. I don't think they'll end up playing Hansen in the G League. I don't think they will, because I don't think if he were to get hurt or whatever, they don't want that to happen in the G. They don't want that to happen there. They also he doesn't need reps against lower level competition necessarily. I think I agree with this. Sure, maybe just letting him play in the G League and get some confidence and all those things could be valuable, but the G League doesn't have big folks really. There's just not that many true big folks, and that's what he needs to play against. He needs to play against NBA size athletes and strength centers, because that's what he's struggling with. He's having trouble moving guys. He's fouling on offensive rebounds. He's fouling on pick and rolls. He's having trouble getting to his whatever his spots might be as an offensive player. He's a ways away from being a positively impactful player in a very predictable way. But I don't think the G League is the thing that solves it. The G League might offer him a little bit of confidence, then you build that confidence and you get back. But to me, it's the jump in competition that's giving him trouble. But I do think if Rob plays, and the Blazers don't have back-to-backs this week, they have games that are spaced out Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, that will allow them to, Rob could play conceivably in all of those games, because he certainly won't play back. I haven't said it, but he won't play back-to-backs this year. I'm not even, that's just a guess, but I'm sure it's the correct guess. But had a couple days off this weekend, and with Rob's return, I think that that's the deal with Hansen. He's no longer the sort of courtesy backup center. They're going to play small anyway, so they don't need a ton of center minutes. That's what you need to know. The other bummer news, Matisse Thybulle out 4 to 6 weeks with a ulnar collateral ligament tear in his left thumb. Tore a ligament in his left thumb against the Jazz. Left that game. He was listed as out, but they hadn't given an update. And I was like, oh, that's probably good news, because we haven't heard about him. And then it's because typically when you get when there's a bad injury, the Blazers send out a press release, a PDF press release. So I thought okay, we haven't heard about Matisse heading into this game on Thursday afternoon, heading into this game on Friday. That's probably legitimately good news. And then 4 to 6 weeks. He had surgery on Friday morning in Los Angeles, and he is going to be out at least a month, and we shall see. Bummer, because Tease was really allowing them to play a fun groups off the bench unit. He had played really well. He'd shot really well. And obviously hadn't taken many, but they were all going in, and that was really helpful for him. So, bummer, because Tease really helps. The other injury news is Blake Wesley, as I mentioned earlier in the program. He went up for a jumper. He kind of immediately came down and grabbed the laces on his shoes. He grabbed for his his ankle and ankle foot area, but they called it a right foot injury when he left. They have not, as I'm recording this at about 2:30 in the afternoon, they have not given an update on Blake Wesley's status. I can't imagine he plays on Monday. The Blazers will indeed play Monday against the Los Angeles Lakers. If Blake doesn't play, I expect Caleb Love to get into the rotation, and there's a chance that they don't, and they just kind of roll with sort of backup point guard by committee type of stuff. But I expect Caleb Love will play. Ryan Rupert has been playing in place of Tease with those backup, in sort of limited role, a 3-minute little spurt in the first half to spell those minutes. So they'll have to go deeper into their bench. And they'll play the Lakers, who got Luka Doncic back probably faster than we had, the public had guessed when they first gave us an update. It looked like he was going to miss both early season Blazers matchups. Of course, the Blazers played them without Luka Doncic or LeBron James. LeBron's still out, but Luka's back, and the Lakers will be second night of a back-to-back. They play against the Miami Heat this Sunday evening in a couple hours as I'm recording this, and then we'll get a second night of a back-to-back Lakers. So the Blazers will have a rest advantage in that game, and then they play Oklahoma City on Wednesday. We've got a fun week of basketball ahead for us. I'll get you covered after the Laker game. I'll try to get an interview lined up this week, as promised for my new listeners. 1 interview a week, 5 shows a week, wherever you get podcasts. Also on YouTube. Tell your friends about the program. You're not getting this elsewhere. Locked On Blazers, doing what we do, and nobody else is doing it. So tell your friends. I appreciate you listening. I'll talk to you soon.